What up? Alright, good day. Hello, my name is Arnold Nunez and I'm a MAPI teacher. Hello, my name is Arnold Nunez and I'm a MAPI teacher, just like you are. My name is Arnold Nunez and I'm a MAPI teacher. Proud MAPI teacher. Yeah! Uy, itong music. Naundang mo itong music. So, what's up? What's up? Kumusta nga to ang mga estudyante diya? Okay pa ba mo? Okay, napatasa to ang Module 1B, ha? So, hopefully that you still have to work on your modules and of course stay safe. Stay away from crowded places, wash your hand, use alcohol, and above all, ayaw mo sigig laag. Alright, it's me, your teacher. MAPI teacher ako. Alright, si Arnold Muñez. So, yun. We're done with our Module 1B, Music, Arts, and PE. Now, for our last module that I know some of you already used, I guess half of you already finished with health. So our health talks about what's this? Let's try to check on makita ba ninyo, no? Alright, health quarter 1 module 1B about consumer health. Okay, kung makita niyo sa inyong screen, mao nang atong module so kadtong wala pa hindi pa nakapag why am I talking Bisaya? Oh, because we Bisaya. So atong mga estudyante is Bisaya. Well, anyways, to make naman this video useful to other non-Cebuano students that might be useful. This module might be useful sa kanila. All right. Okay, here we go. Consumer health sa ato ang module 1B quarter 1. All right. So let's check it kung what is this module. So, but this is a run through. This is not actually a lecture on everything, but a run through, a bird's eye view for you to be able to be guided accordingly in answering and going over our modules at health, no, and MAPI as a whole. So thank you diay sa mga salamat sa mga nanonood. And again, if I'm going to post this one, you have to comment your name down below sa atuang link or where I will be posting this so that I will know that you watched the video and you have the idea of our going to answer this module. So let's go ahead. Now here you will be prompted with how this one goes about. The Republic Act of the Consumer Health First Edition 2021. You just have to read about this one. So it states that it's a Republic Act 8293 Section 176 states that no copyright shall be subsist in any work of the government of the Philippines. However, prior to approval of the government agency or office wherein the work is created shall be necessary for exploitation of such work for profit. Such agency or office may, among the other things, impose a condition of the payment and royalties. So mga copyright issues ni sila, no? So you have to be aware with this one. Mga people behind this module. Right. So what are you going to know? It is a very timely situation. It's very significant to note that we must be equipped with the necessary ingredients that would best define a good consumer. A good consumer. You are a consumer. You, each of you, your family, me, we are consumers. So we should be guided with how are we going to acquire, buy, or consume things and basic needs. So one must take appropriate action in dealing with matters pertaining to health. Yes, essential goods and services in health are so tempting to avail in the market, so we should be we should know how to check the validity and credibility of goods that will not endanger ourselves as we consume health products and services. Being aware of such characteristics will at least lessen the chance of being a victim of fraudulent opportunities around us, because it's easy for us to buy food, medicine sa streets, no? But we do not know if it is safe. And if it's not safe, how are we going to go after those people na nagbaligya, yung nagbinta ng products if we are not guided by laws, okay? So this module will provide precautionary measures that will serve as your guide in living life as a wise consumer. Yeah. So that's learning competencies and first stuff, first up, direction. Analyze the picture below and tell how health safety is addressed in the present time. Write your answer on a paper or in your notebook. So, how do you analyze this one? There's a person, an opportunista. You know what an opportunista means? Means an opportunista. Oh, bad people. These are bad people, and we also have the government, and we have also the pasaway people. Not all people naman pasaway, diba? But a lot of people are pasaway. So this pasaway people is trying to cut the opportunista. So the government is actually trying to save the person, the pasaway, and was trying to hook the opportunity. So you just have to tell your own interpretation of this picture. Then next is dig your prior knowledge. Direction, answer the following question below in your health notebook. So are you familiar with laws that protect all consumers in the Philippines? Cite at least one basic law. So are you any familiar or any familiar what do you call this one, law? So if you are confused what law is all about, this is the actually uh, when we talk about law, it is a system of rules which a particular country or community recognizes as regulating the action of its members, and which it may enforce by the impositions of penalties. Some laws have penalties, some don't have, only reprimands maybe. But breaking the law will always have consequences. So these are set of rules, no? A community or a country or a family, let's say a country that doesn't have a law will be living in chaos, guys. So be aware of that. We really have to follow rules and regulation for us to live harmoniously with other inhabitants. Otherwise, it's like we were living in a stone age where there was no law that protect the people or protects the people and guides the people what to do and what not to do. So that is a law. So consumer law, if we don't have that one, so we cannot go after those mga opportunista, and we cannot claim our rights, because each of us have the right to everything, if I'm not mistaken. So, are you familiar with laws that protect all consumers in the Philippines? Cite at least one basic law, so you have to answer that one. Otherwise, you can Google that. Why do consumers need protection? Of course, why? Why do we need protection? Of course, we should be protected. Otherwise, paimno na lang tagtambal o we'll be taking medicines nga not regulated. If not regulated, we're not protected because it may harm our health. And if it does, how are we going to go after those people uh, who were selling that medicine? Okay. So, what are the possible essential benefits that we may get from the consumer protection? Lots of things. Consumer protection program, lots of things like going after those opportunists who are selling that fake drugs or fake medicine or fake food or daotang food. All right. So number four, do service product providers of equal protection? Give a possible case from which they gain in this protection. Of course, people who are be giving us services are also protected by any claims from a consumer, a false claim from the consumers. The same with the I mean, the product providers or let's say network, one cell phone network. It's like G and S. Mentioning it there. So we can claim as a consumer our rights if let's say wala ka nagpa-load. I mean, you buy the services of you buy the load, nagpa-load ka. Then the load didn't come or it was not registered to your number. Maybe there was something wrong. So you can claim that one and ask for a refund or something as long as it is in the boundaries of the consumer's law. All right. Then again, read the letter below and try to examine the context of this letter. So let's try to read this letter. Hasang letter. Again, here's what's new. Traditional and alternative medicine. This is one of the Consumers Act that we have, Republic Act number 8423. So it is an act creating the Philippine Institution of Traditional and Alternative Health Care, or PITAC, to accelerate the development of traditional and alternative health care in the Philippines, providing for traditional and alternative health care development fund and for other purposes. So this is the law. This is the definition of the law. The law. The Traditional and Alternative Medicine Act of 1997 led to the creation of the Philippine Institution of Traditional and Alternative Healthcare, or PITAC, which works closely with the Department of Health. The PITAC is also the lawmaking body with regards to the effective use of traditional and alternative medicine. So when we talk about traditional or alternative, it could be uh, hilot or mga ventosa, mga ganyan, mga health products like let's say vitamins or no, not necessarily. That's why you can always hear with somebody is promoting or advertising a vitamin. It's not for what does it say? It's not for what medicinal purposes, no, but something like ano lang kining alternative or vitamins for your blah blah blah. So naturopathy, naturopathic medicine views diseases as a manifestation of an alteration in the process by which the body naturally heals itself. Naturopathy offers a wide range of natural practices, including herbal medicine, alternative, acupuncture, another alternative, acupressure, nutritional therapy, and ventosa cupping massage therapy and nutrition therapy. So below is a list of widely used traditional and alternative health care in the Philippines, of course, is being recognized by the government and being regulated by particular law. So here's your table right here. Alternative medicine, herb, and medicinal value. So Acapulco, hmm, for ringworm and other skin fungal infection. Acapulco, if you have this one in your backyard, that would be good because if you have ringworm or buni, you can instead of buying what do you call this one, an ointment which is too mahal, you can find Acapulco as an alternative from the mahal nga ointment nga imong itambal sa imong ringworm or buni. Mhm. Ampalaya for non-insulin dependent diabetic patients. So if you are diabetic, if your parents are diabetic and not into insulin pa, if they're not taking insulin, then you can suggest ampalaya. Eating ampalaya would best help in tuning down sugar or diabetic persons. Mm. So bawang or ahos, mm, bawang at luya, may for blood pressure control. So if you have high blood pressure or BP, you can tell your parents or you in the future if you'll be having most of the time mga oldies lang na ay blood pressure. But if you do have, you better use bawang or ahos. Dimbayabas for use as antiseptic to disinfect wounds for mouthwash or tooth decay and gum infection. So instead of buying medicine which is too mahal, you can use bayabas. Eat bayabas. Uh, the dahon you can another one you can also tawag sa lapwa. Then we have lagundi. Oh, that's why we have lagundi medicine now for cough and asthma. Process of that you just have to Google it. Niyug-niyugan for intestinal worm, particularly Ascaris antrichina and trichina, antrichina. All right, for intestinal worm, itong na mga bitok. All right. Then sambong for urinary stones or kidney, mga kidney problems. You can try sambong because it's already being recognized by the government and being regulated. Chaang gubat. So if you for mouthwash, chaang gubat. What's the difference between this Acapulco and chaang gubat? The same picture that was used. Alright, you just want your for mouthwash instead of buying mouthwash product from different big companies, no? So pansit-pansitan for arthritis and gout. O namoy rayuma, you can use pansit-pansitan. And for relief from body ache and pains, you have herba buena. Herba buena for relief from body aches and pains. So we have alternative medicine. That one, these are alternative medicine. Now we have this one, alternative medicine as well, like acupuncture, a system of integrative medicine that involves pricking the skin of tissues with needles used to alleviate pain and to treat various physical, mental, and emotional conditions. So, yan, tusok-tusuko ninyong lawas. And then we call it acupuncture if you happen to see the picture. Yeah. If you can clearly see the picture, it is what we call acupuncture. Then Bentusa cupping therapy. It's a type of alternative therapy that originated in China. It involves placing cups on the skin to create suction. The suction may facilitate healing with blood flow. This one, okay? Mm. All right. This one. So let's try to make it bigger. Make it bigger. All right. These are what we call ventosa, cupping massage. You will see the cups, more socks, skin sa person at the back. Mm. Then, yun, it is believed that uh, it gives therapy. As your blood, what do you call this one? Blood circulation of your body, the air that maybe you have inside your body, it will be sucked by this cup, sucked by the cup. All right. So we also have reflexology. Reflexology, a type of massage that involves applying different amounts of pressure to the feet, hands, and ears. It is based on the theory that these body parts are connected to certain organs and body system. So, tusok-tusukan ka sa inyong foot. Oh. Then, acupressure, an ancient form of massage, is one of the treatment methods used in traditional Chinese medicine. The goal of acupressure, as well as the other Chinese medicine treatments, is to encourage the movement of qi, qi, of qi, life or energy through the 14 channels, meridians inside the body. Wow. Then we have nutritional or nutrition therapies, the treatment of medical condition, for example, diabetes, mellitus through changes in diet by adjusting quantity, quality, and methods of nutrients intake. It must be provided by registered dietitian. So do not try to attempt and try this at home if you aren't able to consult your dietitian. Otherwise, something may happen, and just stay away from. So here are some Consumer Act of the Philippines, Republic Act number 7394 of April 13, 1992. This was mandated and created. The law was created and actually if put into action uh, last April 13, 1992. Declaration of Policy. The state shall ensure safe and good quality of food, drugs, cosmetics, and devices, and regulate their production, sale, distribution, and advertisement to protect the health of the consumer. Yeah. Mm. So, this is a policy of the Act. Now we have the Article 2, Declaration of Basic Policy. It is the policy of the state to protect the interest of the consumer, promote its general welfare, and to establish standard of conduct for business and industry. So most of the time, it is the consumer that is being protected because consumer, as we're the smallest, like small and individually. But if you're going to work hand in hand, will be bigger than the service providers. All right. So we also have the Article 8 that says publication of consumer product standards. The concerned department shall, upon the promulgation of the above standards, publish or cause the publication of the same in two newspapers, general circulation at least once a week for a period of not less than 1 month. It may likewise conduct an information campaign through other means deemed effective to ensure the proper guidance of consumer businesses, industries, and other sectors concerned. So the proper promulgation, the proper distribution of the information is under the Article 8 of the Act. Okay? Dapat it should be published or put into public information. You also have the Article 9, effectivity of the rules. Its consumer product standard of safety rule shall specify the date such date rule is to take effect. It shall not exceed 90 days from the date promulgated unless concerned Department of Funds for good cause shown the later effective date in the public interest and publishes its reason and for such finding, after which it shall no longer be legal to or cause to sell or distribute the consumer product not complying with the standards of rules. So why is it important for us to know what date this was promulgated and what date this was put into action? Because if you are a consumer and you happen to be you were scammed, there's a term, na-scam ka, and it happened uh, April 12, or it happened January, February, March, April, January 1992, and wala pang April 13, you cannot sue the service provider of the product. You cannot do that because the law was established and declared and promulgated and put into action at exactly April 13, 1992. So dates for each law shall be very, very important. It says here. Liability for product and services. So liability and for product and services and service is under Article 96. So nag-jump lang tayo because more mga important is act. Implementing agency. The Department of Trade and Industry shall enforce the provision of this chapter and its implementing rules and regulation. So we have the DTI, Department of Trade and Industry, who is responsible for implementing the law. And in Article 97, liability for defective products. Any Filipino or foreign manufacturer, producer, and any importer shall be liable for redress independently or of fault for damages caused to consumer by defects resulting from design, manufacture, making up, presentation, or packing of their product shall as well as for the insufficient or inadequate information on the use of the hazard thereof. Let's say ang imuhang the services provided by the producers or the manufacturers with your cell phone, and the forgot to tell you that your cell phone should not be charged for 5 hours, otherwise it will blow. It's something like that. They forgot to tell the consumers about it, and the consumer was able to charge it beyond 5 hours or 5 hours, more than 5 hours, and it blown. So the producer, the manufacturer, shall be liable for any redress or any damage that the cell phone may cause to the consumer. So in ana na siya. So information drive should be very, very important for whatever products that there is in the market. Is it raining? I think it's raining outside. All right. Then the presentation of the product, use of the hazard should not be expected of it, the time it was put into circulation, the product that considered to be. These are the things that should be taken into consideration. We also have the Article 8 liability of tradesman or seller. The tradesman seller is likewise liable pursuant to the preceding article when it is not possible to identify the manufacturers, builders, producer, or the importer. The product is supplied without clear identification of the manufacturer, producer, builder, or importer. So, ang seller na po, if they cannot provide that, they will be liable. If they're the one who were selling the product and the manufacturer is no longer, what do you call this one, it's not manifested on the product, and we cannot go after the manufacturer because they are not listed, the seller who sold that product should be liable according to the Article 98 of the Act. So Article 99, liability of defective services. The service supplier is liable for redress independently of fault for damages caused to consumer by defect relating to the rendering of the services, as well as for insufficient or inadequate information of the function and hazard thereof. The service is defective when it does not provide the safety and of the consumer may rightfully expect of it. Taking the relevant circumstances into consideration, including but not limited to the manner in which it is provided, the result of hazard which may reasonably be expected of it, the time when it was provided. So this should be really provided. The information should be provided by the producer in order for them to be, uh, uh, not responsible, or the liability will not be facing if something happened to the products. So this should be really put into consideration. A service is not considered defective because of the use of introduction of new techniques. The supplier of service shall not be held liable when it is proven that there is no defect in the service rendered, that the consumer or third party is solely at fault. So, yeah. Let's say you have your cell phone and the cell phone is not functioning. You bought it from a certain store, but the product was actually damaged by the storekeepers or the sellers. And they may be accidentally dropped the product before they sold it before you bought it. So it was not the manufacturer who is at fault, but the third party or the seller will be at fault, and they'll be the one to responsible to pay you back whatever uh, amount that you spent to buy the product. Liability for products and services imperfections. The supplier's durable or non-durable consumer products are jointly liable for imperfections. So here, liability for products and services should be as the supplier at the same time. Uh, it says here that the supplier of durable or non-durable consumer products are jointly liable for imperfection in quality that render products unfit or inadequate for consumption, which they are designed or decrease their value, and for those resulting from inconsistency with the information provided on the container, packaging, labels, or publicity, messages, and advertisement. With due regard to the variation resulting from their nature, the consumer being able to demand replacement to the imperfect parts. So it happened to me, class. Just a couple of weeks ago, it happened to me when I ordered something from our food from the service provider, mga riders. So we have riders here, like food, blah blah, and blah blah. So these are the food service providers, the mga riders, no. So I opened the application, then I ordered. I was expecting that whatever that is on the picture should be the one that I'll be getting. It's a reality, but I was disappointed because the picture does not really coincide with the product that they have delivered to me. So I uh, right away I asked the company, the provider, the rider provider, for whatever thing that should be done. So what happened? Then the gave me back my money. They refund my money, and also they gave me bonus for that. So I ordered the next order that I had. I didn't have to pay. And I said you should be vigilant when it comes to this kind of what do you call this one? So because the law provides for you to tell the company, the service provider, that their product is not the imperfection of the product is really visible, and it should not continue the services if it's not no, what do you call this one, if they're not going to change it. So the imperfection is not corrected within 30 days. The consumer may alternatively demand of this option. The replacement of the product may another of the same kind or in a perfect state of use. So the immediate reimbursement of the amount paid with monetary updating without prejudice to any losses and damages. So a proportionate price reduction. So a lot of things. False, deceptive, and misleading advertisement is what I'm talking about. Deceptive, or misleading advertisement. If the one time also I was buying this particular fast food here in our city, our place, and in the picture they have two. Uh, they have two uh, shumai included in the package. But yet, when the food was given to me, it was already there was already one shumai. So I asked, why are you posting that picture there to for us to, it's very deceptive by in nature. So take that picture away, take that off so that we will not be kuan falsely ordering that kuan because we love shumai, and it's what you have there is you have two shumai in the picture, but yet in reality you will be giving us one. So that is very deceptive kind of or misleading kind of advertisement. So you can we can really ask for that. And if they're not going to agree with us, you can go to DTI and file a complaint so that they will be reprimanded, or otherwise there will be some penalties that will be given to them. Promotion of sales and of consumer products and services. The permit to conduct promotion. No person shall conduct any sales campaigns, including beauty contests, nationality character, sponsored and promoted by manufacturing enterprises without first securing a permit from the concerned department of at least 30 calendar days prior to the yeah, this is what we call if you can advertise products without a permit from the DTI or from the agency that it is responsible. Then let's see. We have consumer complaints. Consumer complaints. The concerned department may commerce an investigation upon petition or upon letter complaint from any consumer, provided that upon the finding by the uh, Department of a prima facie violation of any provision in this act or in the rule or regulation promulgated under the authority, as long as the something some or there was a particular law that was violated, we can always complain for that one. And of course, the prima facie or the evidence should be strong enough and true enough so that they will act on it. Otherwise, they will not act on it. So, basic rights of the consumer. You have the one. You have your link there, so you can click that one if you want to for more information and for more details. Number one, the right to satisfaction of basic needs. To have access to basic essential goods and services such as adequate food, clothing, shelter, health care, education, public utilities, water, and sanitation. These are our rights to satisfaction of basic needs. Rights of a consumer. The right to safety. The right to be informed. So the right the right to safety is to be protected against products, production processes, and services that are hazardous to health or life. So if you bought something that is already expired, you can act on it and you know do the rightful act of calling the attention of the seller. If they will not act on it, then you go to DTI or other agency that may impose that may have authority over it. The right to be informed. We have the right to be informed. That's why if it's not, if it is already expired, you should be informed that do not buy it because it's already expired. Uh, the right to choose. So we have the right to be able to select from a range of products and services offered with prices and insurance of quality. Uh-huh. We have the right to choose. They cannot monopolize or they cannot give us always one product, one brand because it's not fair. So we will not be have the right to choose from different products. The right to be heard, so they should listen to us. The right to redress, to receive a fair settlement or just claims, including compensation for misinterpretation, shady goods, or so that's right to redress. Unsatisfactory. The right to consumers education. We should be educated about whatever consumers products that available in the market. We should be educated how to use it and how not to, and what are the safety protocols of it. You should try to inform us. not try, but they should really inform us. The right of healthy environment, to live and work in an environment that is not threatening to the well-being of present and future generation. Woo. So what is it? Responsible government. We've been talking 40 minutes already. But anyways, so here we go. Responsible government agencies. We have the DTI, the DOH, the BFAD. These are the government responsible for whatever, what do you call this one, whatever concerns. So Bureau of Food and Drugs, or BFAD, this agency enforces laws and regulations relating to food, handles consumer complaint, acts on how food is advertised and labeled, watches for legal price fixing. The Department of Health put Ilahad, their responsibility is to inspect establishments that dispense food, adopts measures to ensure the quality of meat, milk products, and cosmetics and other consumer goods. That's the word, that's the job of the Department of Health. The Department of Trade and Industry, or the DTI, ensures that quality of safety of products, checks the warranty and price tags of products, monitoring advertisements or tailways in order to prevent any deception of consumers. They say in their price tag they have 5 pesos, but when you pay it, it's already 10 or it's already 8 pesos, and you ask why? Why is it? It's already 8. No, it's 8. It's just the price tag was not updated. No, you cannot do that. You can file a complaint. Laws protecting the consumers. It's important that the consumer to be protected by laws. Here are the many laws which ensure the consumers get safe and quality products at reasonable prices. So Republic Act number 3720, the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. This law states the policy of the government to ensure safe and good quality food, drugs, and cosmetics, to regulate the products, the production, sale, and traffic of the same, to protect the health of the people. Why is it cosmetics is also part of this? Because wearing your makeup or wearing your lipsticks might harm you. Mm. So you can. It's part of this law, or this act. This law is also establishes the standards in quality products and services. So the Philippine Consumer Protection Law, or Proclamation number 822. This proclamation states that the protection of the consuming public against unreasonable price increases or fraudulent practices should be the continuing concerns of the government. So we have many acts here. Act 3740, this act will not is fraudulent advertising, mislabeling, or misbranding of any product. Yet, pag na-label mo yung product as a very, let's say, you, in your alcohol, that's just like this, let's say. Let's say your alcohol says 70% solution, okay? It says here 70% solution, but yet there, in reality, when we check about it, we have the capability to check the content solution of alcohol content solution of this one. It's only 40% or 30%, so they labeled it 70%. So this is already a misleading and a fraudulent advertising, and this could lead to a serious complaints that they may be their registration or their what do you call, license may be revoked by the responsible authority. Position illegal sales, distribution, Executive Order number 913. We have also the Republic Act number 48, and we have the Executive Order 90 in this trend rule making and the Executive Power of Trade, and this is order to public consumer. So we have all that. What's more, national and international government agencies and private organizations that implement programs for consumer protection. International Consumer Protection Forum is like history. We have also history here. Initiative came from Denmark and all, blah 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 blah. These are organization, you can read about it. This is the initiatives that the ICPEN focuses and all. I also have the Asian Committee on Consumer Protection, because we're not living, we are, what do you call this one? We are worldwide already. So our community is like Asian communities, the nearest countries that we have, the Asian countries. Uh, so most of the time, our consumers, being consumers, we take the liberty of getting all whatever products that they have there in their country and export it to us, because today is already the world is already too small, and whatever that they have right there, we can also have it here. So that's how small world is now. So Asian Committee on Consumer Protection, or ICCP, they also put up. They did wala lang dito sa Pilipinas, no, but they have it one. It's Asian, so it's more on the Asia law, not necessarily in the Philippines only. But if you're going to defy on or you violate this law, you'll still be sanctioned because they're law under law, and the law actually defines the Asian consumers. So if you're an Asian, if you consume it here and you provide the services all throughout Asia, you will be responsible for whatever violation that your company committed. Consumer protection, you have that like here, like that. Importance of legal protection of consumers, and what I have learned. So you have to answer what I have learned. All right, all right, all right. So there, what I have learned. Review the lessons in the module. Then write your reflection in your MAPI Health notebook by completing the finished statement below. I have learned that law, blah, 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 will provide us and protect us from any harmful effect brought by the product. Mm. Yeah, I've realized that you really have to be vigilant in, in as a consumer, and you really have to be vigilant on whatever products that the producers or the manufacturers are giving to us. So I will apply whatever learning that I have. Is how you answer that one? That I have about laws, the law of consumers, the Asian law about things. Then what I can do? So you will be making a poster. In this module, you will have learned the different laws protect consumers in different ways, national and international. This time, let's challenge your learning through making a creative poster. Use the provide rubric below as your guide in making your posters. We have the rubric here: project layout. 1 point if it is out in notebook paper, is it complete at all? 3 points if the poster is done in computer paper. 6 points if the poster is yeah, something like that. So you have the rubric here. So what you're going to do is use a 1/4 size illustration board, canvas, white cartolina, or and coloring materials. And the note size of variables usable depending on what is available. So for us, you can draw that one and take a picture of your work and then submit it to at mapiteacher dot mapiteacher at mapiteacher. Right. So yeah, you have your assessment here. Copy and answer the diagram below in your health notebook or in your paper. Write the significance of these rights as a consumer. Basic rights of consumer. You have it here. You put it here. And the significance of the rights of the consumer. You can go back and answers are already there. Activity 2, create a scrapbook illustrating different complementary and herbal medicine that is DOH approved. You can add available herbal medicine found at home that is not present in this module. Create your scrapbook artistically. Yeah. So you have additional activity. Write a narrative about consumer safety program you have seen on TV programs, or cut an article that talks about consumer safety and protection. You can do that one. So you have here the answer keys. And that's all. Thank you for now. So again, that is Health Quarter 1, Module 1B, and we 50 minutes mark. All right, thank you, and again, submit if possible call this one if possible. You submit your war outputs, module outputs, your summative to at mapi teacher ako, at mapi teacher ako. Comment down below so that I will know that you've watched the video, and it will help you a lot in answering your module. Once again, this is Arnold Muñez, your MAPI teacher, and see you. Keep safe. See you next time. God bless.
Yo, what's up?
Howdy!
Yo, what up?
Alright, good day. Hello, my name is Arnold Nunez and I'm a MAPI teacher. Hello, my name is Arnold Nunez and I'm a MAPI teacher, just like you are.